Do you know what fitness is? Fitness is not about reducing anything. It's all about what you gain. 6 weeks after the birth of my second child, I had a moment of displacement that changed my perception of exercise forever. I sat in my dressing room, staring at the fluorescent green application form on the clipboard on my lap. I tried to read the page through tears while my baby was sleeping peacefully in the car seat next to me. Do you often feel anxious, angry, or sad for no reason? Can you look forward to tomorrow? Have you ever thought that something could happen to you or your baby? My first instinct was to be dishonest. But behind the constant screaming of anxious thoughts, I heard a tiny little voice in my head. Be honest, they said. Until that moment, I couldn't admit what I knew to be true in my heart. I suffered from postpartum depression. They called my name and I went to the clinic. When the doctor entered the room, he asked, "How are you doing?" Before I could reply, the floodgates were broken. I sobbed uncontrollably as the sea of terror that engulfed me for weeks flooded the room. The doctor looked me in the eye, calm at eye level. She said, "I suspect you have postpartum depression. How do you feel about starting medication?" I knew I needed therapy, but I wanted to start with a proven rescue. Movement. Exercise is medicine. Don't get me wrong. Postpartum depression is a very serious diagnosis, and medication is definitely the best treatment in some cases. I knew that. But I also knew that physical activity would only speed recovery. I hadn't yet gotten my doctor's clearance to start exercising again, but as a Pilates teacher, dancer, and outdoor adventurer, exercise has always been my favorite stress reliever. Being allowed to exercise was key to my mental health. For the first time, I realized that it wasn't just my body that wanted exercise. It was also my brain. I answered her, "What about exercise? Can we move now? Hiking, running, whatever." My doctor took out a prescription and started writing. "Exercise 30 minutes a day," she wrote. She tore her script off the pad and handed it to me. "Let's do it," she said. "But I'll call you to inquire. If that's not enough, I'll try medicine." The next day, I laced up my hiking boots, put the dog on a leash, strapped the baby on a leash, and headed out for a hike into the fresh snow. Every step felt like therapy. I was finally able to move my body and get some fresh air. The thoughts of the rebel rattling in my head matched the rhythm of my footsteps. With each step, my mind calmed down, and I focused on the sensations I was feeling in my body at the moment rather than the fear that kept me awake at night. My body was still recovering, moving slowly and purposefully. I could feel my muscles waking up. I wasn't in the best shape, but it didn't matter. I moved, and that was enough. I wasn't thinking about losing baby weight or pushing myself to achieve anything. I was just trying to sort things out in my head little by little. Slowly, steadily, I climbed the hill, thinking this was the beginning of my recovery. Move towards joy. At the time, I had no idea that this experience would have such an impact. Looking back, I realized that when I first embarked on my fitness journey, my motivation was not what I thought I had lost, but what I knew would give me, like a better view, mood, and sleep. Understand. We often start training because we don't like something about ourselves. But embarking on a fitness journey to appease your inner critic, rather than calm it down, usually leads to frustration, disappointment, and failed promises. We overwhelm ourselves, both mentally and physically, trying to fit our bodies to the standards of others. It inevitably makes the journey more difficult. Instead, I found that starting from a place of acceptance gives me a better sense of what exercise can bring to me. A successful fitness journey requires knowing exactly where you are and focusing on how you feel, not how you look. From this perspective, you can benefit from working with your body instead of working against it. Even if you're just starting out, you'll quickly, and sometimes without realizing it, appreciate all your abilities. Fitness for you. With the launch of Healthline Fitness, we look forward to meeting you wherever you are in your fitness journey. I want to remind you that fitness is not about reducing. It's about what gains. While the wider fitness narrative is mostly about weight loss and unrealistic expectations, we believe fitness is much more than that. Moving in a way that feels good improves your mental and physical health, your attitude, your confidence, and your courage, but that's just the beginning. Because when I find a movement that moves me, I naturally want to continue doing it for years to come. Whether you're a seasoned athlete or just an exercise enthusiast, we'll meet you on your training journey to achieve achievable, real-world fitness goals that fit your lifestyle. We will help you to do so. Fitness is for everybody, and we're creating a digital space where everyone can find the support and resources they need. And in the process, we challenge the notion that fit looks a certain way. Our writers, medical reviewers, and video talent are experts in their fields. Certified strength and conditioning trainers, personal trainers, athletic trainers, physical therapists, and even PhD biomechanics experts create content that meets Gesundlein's medical standards. I become thankful when bringing honest, evidence-based fitness content to my audience in an engaging, encouraging, and empowering way. Please fit. When it comes to fitness, just like you, we try to accommodate fitness in every possible way. Life is busy, we know it. However, you don't need an expensive gym membership or extra hours to reap the benefits of exercise. All it takes is your body, space to move, an outdoor trail, and just 22 minutes to implement your Move More plan. Why 22 minutes? The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, recommends 150 minutes of moderate exercise per week. Divide this by 7 and you get about 22 minutes per day. Good luck!